Am I live? Looks like it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to today's Daily Peek. My name is Soul. I am back with another instance of, Peek. Yep, you love it. I'm a little tired, for more than just the normal reasons. Um, yeah. Um, I yes. Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Peak, the daily show where I challenge the peak of the day in the aggro crab slash landfall game Peak. I just got home from a doctor's appointment. If you're curious why I'm a little out of it, they stole my blood. I have less of it than usual now. Um, yeah. Basically, I went in for, I'm gonna switch to gameplay. I already had my, daily meds. If you guys have meds to take, you should do that now. Um, I went in and was like, hey, I'm worried I have EDS. I've had a history of these symptoms. A few of my friends with similar conditions have said, hey, you should get that checked out. So here I am getting it checked out. And I went in, he touched my limbs a little bit. Turns out I have some slight hypermobility in my wrists, which are more flexible than usual. But otherwise, slight is about the extent of any kind of hypermobility I've got. So yeah. It's not that. I don't need to take any kind of like immunosuppressants or whatever. Which is good. And without that as like as a step, yeah. I mean, the answer was always going to be like, hey, you need to do like special stretches, basically. And I should incorporate something like that in my routine either way. I wanted to know exactly how careful I needed to be. As far as I can tell, this appointment, the results of it basically mean you're fine, basically. You know, start off at a normal low level as opposed to like fucking your hip is going to explode if you look at it wrong level. So I shall. It is good to have confirmation that I don't have EDS. It is good to have a result that is not inconclusive. It's great. I'm very sorry, Pyrite. We should put you down, I think. But yeah, good news from the rheumatologist. Not EDS. I can do normal shit. I don't need to be like exceptionally careful. I should be more careful when I do any kind of exercise, because I'm unfit, not because I have weak joints. So hopefully I'm going to put together a plan. We'll see when I have the energy to do any kind of like, you know, workout or whatever, but it's mostly about regularity. So just confirming that I don't have to worry about like being a step back on just like a baseline like genetic level is already reassuring. Is like, no, you are baseline human in terms of physical ability. Well, slightly below baseline, but I can improve that. This is a thing that's under my control and not something that I've been damned by birth with. So yeah, my morale is probably gonna go back into the pits in a few days. But for now, I am glad to just get anyone who is willing to give me anything resembling a final result. I got put in for some tests to like just double check some more specific things with a lower rate of failure. But yeah, it's basically fine. Basically, you looked at me and was like, you got one bad blood result. You're fine. So that's where I'm at there. Yeah. I probably don't have any kind of chronic issue. Which, I don't know, frustrating that I still have so many issues regardless. But this is at least confirmation that it's issues due to, like, lack of fitness more than, you know, like a baseline problem. Which is, again, what I was worried about. But yeah. And thank you, Pyrite. I don't know if I said that yet. Anyways, all of this is just the precursor to me getting the shotgun to put you down like a lame horse. They did x-ray my hips, though. Which is probably good, because I've been having this weird popping thing happen in my hips. So that should at least give me some reassurance as to what that is. Because I don't know if that was related to any of the other shit. Or you should do a reverse Umamatsume, where you find pictures of the jockeys and you turn them into horses. But, like, normal hip issues, probably, right? I don't know. It's a big weight off of my brain to have like an expert confirm like, hey, nah, you're good. I got the vibe from him that he was like, you're wasting my time. But, you know, that was more towards the end of the session. Yeah. Mostly, I had a chat with him, and he was like, okay, yeah, that's weird, but it's nothing you need to be worried about. Sorry, it's a result I am very happy with. Because I feel like at every point up to this, there has been just enough uncertainty that I have been able to make myself more paranoid about it. By the way, I'm cracking a Lost and Found Energy Blue Rush flavor. I've already taken my meds today, but if you have meds to take, you should do that. But yeah. I am thankful to not have inconclusive on my brain. And it's one of those things where I very intentionally did not tell my parents that I was getting this reviewed. Because my ma's an ER nurse, basically. Um, and that is a very generalist position. You know, logically speaking, she would know enough to be like, okay, you know, this is probably something to be concerned about. This isn't. Um, but her brain only seems to operate on the scale of emergencies, which means she kind of sorts things into emergency and not emergency. Um, and sometimes this is like useful in a lot of cases. She's really good in a crisis. But like day to day, there's enough like detachment or whatever there where it's I do not trust her opinion on like minor issues in the same way if I like broke something, first person I'd call, you know? If I did something and I was very definitively like, ooh, something's broken, I need help right now. My parents, first people I'd call. Um, but for like a more minor persistent issue, I get a lot of just like take a Tylenol or whatever. And not like with any kind of explanation, you know? And the explanation is like the part I need for my brain. Like, I can take it or leave it with a lot of other things. I appreciate having an idea of, like, oh, yes, the way to treat this is, But yeah, no, when I go to my parents, generally speaking, I get, take an ibuprofen, and I ask why, and then they walk away. Because they're on the level of, I've fixed the problem by providing a solution, and I'm on the level of, I don't understand what the problem is, and therefore I am unsatisfied with the resolution. It seems to be a big sticking point when it comes to my health with my parents, which is why I have been scheduling more doctor's visits recently. Because we have good insurance, because again, my mother is an ER nurse. So, you know, no reason not to, basically. If I'm out here, like, I know for certain I will never be satisfied with the answers I get in my house, then why get answers from my house, you know? And, like, the internet's fine and dandy, but the internet also doesn't know me. I trust my friends more than Google, you know? So yeah, chatting with my doctor who knows I have a history of issues with anxiety and like agoraphobia and shit. Um, he knows that it is a big deal that I made it out of the house to talk to him in the first place, basically. Because I always show up to a meeting, but I'm never happy about it. And he's like, okay, you clearly thought this was enough of a problem to come out. Let's give this, like, a look. Let's give this a look-see. Um, Here is a test. If it comes back like this, we will know this, and you can do this. If it comes back like that, we will do that, and we will know that that is the problem. It's great. I love it when people explain things to me. When people decide not to explain things to me because they, like, don't feel like they have to, or they think I won't understand it, they might be right, but it still makes me feel like a fucking child. I know I'm very privileged to be able to get this healthcare in the first place, to have parents with medical jobs and stuff. I am very thankful for that. And I'm very thankful for this result, because it is like an actual result, and it was, the guy sat down and explained it to me and everything. He explained it clearly. It was fucking great. I would get that guy for everything if I could. Sadly, I can't because he only does rheumatology, and I've just concluded that I don't need any rheumatology. But, like, you know, he had this kind of intensity about him, where it felt like he was, like, taking me seriously, you know? Like, I didn't feel, like, ignored or trivialized. That was great. He'd heard out all of my concerns, asked all the questions, you know, fucking touched my elbows, and was like, okay. So we can conclude, like, all of that. And, like, I didn't understand the explanation all that well, but I appreciate getting it, and what I got from it was conclusive. Seriously, that guy was great. Very direct. It's a very... My concerns... I felt that my concerns were heard out, and, like, you know, reasonably tackled and everything. Shout out to that guy. I'd give him an actual shout out. But I don't think any of you guys need rheumatology in the Michigan area. And at that point, shouting him out would just be like another point of triangulation. But, like, DM me, I guess, if you want to hear about him, because it was great. He saw a greasy 20-year-old walk into the old person hospital, and didn't, like, provide too much judgment. Again, until, like, right at the end, when he was, like... I could have been spending this time doing more useful things. And even then, fine with that, because he only did it at the end. Every step up to that point, I was being taken seriously. It was great. It's so easy to feel trivialized when you're interacting with these systems. But here, questioned, scrutinized, and like a reasoned conclusion came to. I got the whole explanation for it. It was great. That man has provided me a certainty that I have not felt in a hot minute. Because yeah, as Pirate has said in the chat here, I saw it a while ago. I just didn't say anything. Inconclusive, worst result to get from anything. Maybe sucks to get a maybe. It doesn't even feel committal, you know? But like talking to a guy and him looking me in the eyes and being like, "You do not need my services," spectacular. I love talking to specialists. I will wait infinity time. And he didn't, like, if he did just look me in the eyes and say, "No, you don't need me," that would have also been unsatisfying. The explanation, it was great. God, love that guy. I didn't like the lady who did my blood draw, but that was mostly just like, you know, she was more focused on her work than she was on me, and I struck up some conversation, and she didn't, like, shut me down, which she probably should have. She was very clearly, like, half listening, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't want to be talking to me, and I no longer want to be talking to you. You don't need to keep pretending, but, you know." It's a personal thing. I tried to strike up a chit chat while she was doing her job. So that's on me. That was just me being annoying because I was nervous about getting a needle stuck in me. Fun fact, I don't like needles. Just as a general... Ooh, it's explosive day. Yeah, my primary care, great. He's not a very definitive guy, though. Which makes sense, because he's a primary care, he's a generalist. So he's like, okay, I know a little bit about this. I can direct you to the guy who knows more. I don't think it's an issue, but, like, you're concerned about it, so let's look into it, you know? But it also doesn't feel like I'm being humored. I'm having a lot of good luck with medical professionals. Is my point here, I guess. I've had a lot of positive experiences here. God, that's gonna get so much worse when I'm on fucking estrogen. That's gonna get worse, but whatever. I'm just really happy. I'm having a great time because of that. Yeah. Like, I got a result I can feel confident about. And now take action on. Because again, inconclusive, I can't take action. I can't do anything with inconclusive. I'm not sure, or like, probably not. Not comforting. The fucking, this guy just like, okay, technically speaking, I can't be sure until we do more tests, but, you know, based on everything I'm seeing here, you are like the healthiest person I am seeing today. You know, you don't need to be here. Like, maybe there's something obscure I'm missing. That's what the tests are for. But generally speaking, you seem fine. This is great. I can trust this guy so much. I love talking to a guy. I'm just gonna keep ranting about this, by the way. This is... It's been my whole day so far, and it was just a very positive experience. I don't know. I need to work out a workout routine now. Now that I have, like, a definitive, you know, over-under on how likely I am to hurt myself if I do any given workout. Um, I have talked to the relevant experts. I'm good. So I need to figure out something that's like for my skill level, because I am, you know, I'm sedentary. This is common knowledge. Uh, I don't do much, so from nothing to something is already a big jump. Ow. Oh no. I was kinda hoping that I could, like, access my bag, but there wasn't even anything good in there. Okay, well, that looks like today's Daily Peak. I appreciate everyone who turned up. I am actually going to leave this on the ending screen for a few minutes. While I finish up a little bit of work, I probably won't be talking much. I just have, like, one or two things to do, and it's a little easier to focus when there's a camera on for whatever reason. Oh, I kind of forgot that I'm listening to Spotify. Why'd they make the UI larger? Eh, fuck it. Let me turn it to studio mode and I can edit that properly. So I can actually like see where I'm putting it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, cool. I'm gonna leave it at stream ending for a second while I do some research. Because again, confirmation. It's great. So, how do workouts work? I know you're supposed to train different muscle groups and to kind of do different regions on different days and stuff. So I should be doing some basic cardio, basic strength, and that would be in several regions of my body. Um, and I just need to figure out what exactly basic strength training entails and why you do it like that. Strength training comes down to two things: movement of any weight against resistance, including your own body weight, and progressive overload, lifting a heavier weight or doing another rep. The theory is that the muscles break down slightly during the workout and then rebuild themselves as you rest and recover to be stronger and handle more the next time. Lovely. So, yeah. Okay. So, like, yeah, that is on the very basic level what a basic strength training situation is like. Is just if you do one push up off a countertop right now, you have done a strength training workout. If you do two push ups tomorrow, you are following a strength training routine because you have done another workout and it is to a it is following this principle of progressive overload. It is doing slightly more than last time. And this is on the level of while learning strength training exercises, you are allowing for proper communication to develop between your neuromuscular systems. More efficient communications between your neuromuscular systems will result in something known as proper motor unit recruitment. Got on just in time. Hey, Digi. I died in the video game, so I'm using the live stream as just like a camera to keep me accountable while I look at some basic information about putting together a workout routine. Basically, I went and saw a rheumatologist earlier. Um, Rheumatologist said I was fine, basically. Um, I have some slight hypermobility in my wrists, apparently. But aside from that, slight seems to be the greatest extent of any issue I have. And of course, the solution was always going to be some flavor of training. It's just about, like, how much and if I should be thinking about any specific issues. So, like, if I have an exceptional weakness in a specific area or whatever, where I should be focusing on. So this appointment confirms that I don't have any major, like, hypermobility issues in my joints. I likely have a number of issues with weakness, but that is a sedentary lifestyle thing more than anything. One of the big problems is just that, as opposed to it being a problem with, like, my joints having issues, it's likely a comically low stamina problem of just I have a lot of issues doing cardio because I tire out too quickly. So it seems like I should be doing more shorter walks just to push a little harder every time without, like, overexerting myself at any point, rather than like one long walk like I have been encouraged to do in the past. Bodyweight training, simply doing an exercise in which your own body is the weight you are lifting. Might do a squat, a push-up, or an inverted row. So I've realized I have the Spotify thing going in the corner, and I forgot to, like, turn up my music so it's audible. Yeah, exactly. You get it, Digi. Work within your bounds, move slightly out. So, like, yeah, if I'm having issues with one long walk, because I use up, like, all of my stamina by the time I hit the end of it, I can do two smaller walks. That's probably just as fine a way to do it as any. Like, going out for one 15-minute walk, coming back exhausted and demoralized, not good. Especially because it does not encourage me to do another one in the future. Two 5-minute walks. Like, opposite ends of the day. So, like, morning, night. That's probably fine. That's just here to the church and back. That's literally walking to work for me. So there's also dumbbell and kettlebell training, as well as barbell training and machine training. I think I'd mostly be looking at a combination of bodyweight and dumbbell here. Hey, thanks, Digi. One of the big things for me is, like, the problem that I have with trying to just, like, follow a given routine is that no part of my brain understands why I'm doing it. And if I don't understand why I'm doing it, I'm not going to do it. So it's one of those, like, I mean, it's the same issue I have with, you know, health issues and, like, my parents and shit. I went to rheumatology yesterday. Not yesterday, like an hour ago. Built to strengthen your daily muscles so you can function as a human. I'll check it out in more detail in just a second. Yeah, no. The big issue that I have generally is when I'm like talking to my parents have both worked in emergency medicine. They're effective generalists, but their brain can sometimes stop at this is an emergency, I have solved the problem, I don't need to do anything else. You know? Oh, lovely. But yeah, so they hit the, like, I've solved the problem barrier. And then they're like, okay, cool, I don't need to do anything else. And you cut back to me, and it's like, okay, you've told me to take ibuprofen. I don't know everything ibuprofen does, and I don't know what's up with me still. You seem like you have identified something, and you just aren't telling me, and that's infuriating. And it doesn't make me want to, like, you know, follow any of these instructions that you've given me, because I don't know why I'm doing them. It's a similar thing with, like, religion and stuff. It's a problem I have there, too. It's a lot of, like, traditions and rites and such that you're doing... Why? For seemingly no reason. And you can look into the history and figure out, like, the benefits of doing them and the reasons for doing them. But, like, as a kid, I was just like, why the fuck do you want me to pray before I eat or whatever? Why would there be a pork restriction? Pork is fine. And then you cut to back when the Bible was, like, most immediately relevant and everything. And way back when most of this, like, restrictions against pork are they were implemented in a time and place when pigs had so many parasites in them. So you were more likely to get sick if you ate pork. Which, you know, religious officials saw, and rather than being, like, going through the steps of, like, okay, there's something up with, like, every pig, and if you eat pigs, sometimes you get sick, and, like, for a lot of people, knowing that is the helpful thing, and for other people, like, hearing the explanation is like a, you don't know anything, I'll be fine. And I'm the former kind of person that needs the explanation, otherwise I will just keep doing what I'm doing. But yeah. So it's one of those big things of, I will come to my parents with an issue, and it's like, hey, I have X issue, what's up with me, what should I do about it? And they will give me what I should do about it, but they will not tell me what's up. And, like, if they know something I don't, I want to know it, because it's my fucking body. And if they don't know, then why am I following the advice, you know? Like, I want that explanation in my head either way. No, yeah, that's... In a lot of cases, yes, that's the case. Like, I outlined the reasoning for prohibition on pork. It was considered unclean way back when. Um, and like some other stuff got drawn on top of it for people who were trying to figure out what exactly unclean meant by reverse engineering the texts without proper understanding. Um, and not like, these people were stupid. They were the smartest people of their time. They were just in a time where you didn't have to be that smart to be the smartest. We as a society know more now. It's like, yeah, at the time, eating pork was dangerous. Nowadays, like, it's the same thing with, historically speaking, Jews have done really well in a variety of disaster situations, most notably plagues. In the Black Plague, you had, like, areas with high Jewish populations had less spread. And some people were like, oh, the fucking God has chosen them or whatever. They're the chosen people of God. Or they've, like, used devil magic to, fucking dodge the plague or inflict it upon everyone else. In reality, it is because Judaism has a lot of pretty strict traditions of cleanliness. You have to bathe yourself in some level of, like, water and such. So you are clean before you enter the temple. So you're still regularly interacting with a bunch of people in order to, like, do your worship and everything like everyone else. But they are expecting you to, like, wash your hands when you come in and out. And, like, wash your feet and everything. And it's like, yeah, those sacred traditions of cleanliness have led to a distinct benefit, but it wasn't properly realized at the time. Because we didn't have germ theory at that point. So the devil magic bit is what got spread around, mostly. It didn't go well. I forget where I was going with that analogy. I just think it was interesting. Yeah, notably, I was talking with the rheumatologist earlier, and I was like, hey, I'm having these issues. Do you think this is a problem? And this guy was so professional. He was like a very, like, he had an intensity about him. It felt like he took everything I said seriously. Like, I didn't feel any level of, like, ignored or anything. It was great. He was like, okay, let's take a look at everything. Here's all the questions. I will let you know, like, what I think, when we've gone over it all. And, like, maybe he had some level of bias or whatever, but if he did, he didn't show it. Like, I didn't feel it or anything, It felt like, no, yeah, based on what you have told me and the results I am seeing in your past, it's very likely that you don't need any of the services we offer here. You do not need to regularly consult with me or anything. You should be all right. And I got sent out for an x-ray and some blood work, just to, like, confirm everything. But no, it was mostly just, no, you're all right. It's not this. And, like, in such a definitive way that I was like, oh, thank God. Finally, an answer to this question that I've looking for an answer for like 2 months now? Since it first came up that it was a possibility? Since before my hand was like this? Which is probably just carpal tunnel still, but, like, But it's like, I talked with the guy, and he listened to me, and he like went over all of my concerns, and when he came to his conclusion, he sat me down and was like, okay, this is what I think, this is why I think it. And I'm like, oh, thank God, someone who's going to actually tell me why. It was amazing. I enjoyed it very much, in case you can't tell from me ranting about it. This is the third time I've given the same rant this stream, by the way. Alright. Anyway, back to the workout stuff. I'm looking at the thing you sent, Digi. You said it wasn't like a bad routine. I mean, it looks like a fine routine in terms of like the actual things it's asking. Could be difficult depending on your ability to do a pull-up. This looks like something I would have to, oh yeah, it has the full progressions here listed. Yeah. Advanced incline, knee push-up, full push-up, narrow push-up, side staggered push-ups, fucking archer push-ups, sliding one-arm push-ups, one-arm push-ups, advanced one-arm push-ups. They have 11 tiers of difficulty. Okay. So push-ups train triceps, shoulders, and chest, and they build that fundamental pushing strength. Notably, this pushes on my wrists a bit, so, you know, I need to keep track of my form. Slight hypermobility in the wrists, but it's not something that I need to be concerned about beyond, like, oh yeah, I can move it a bit more than usual, so it might mess with my form. I am probably around the level of wall push-ups or incline push-ups. It has leg raises on here. Oh, okay, core strength and mobility. That makes sense. So this first day, this Monday exercise is upper body and core. Pull-ups, I should figure out how to sub for that, maybe. Mostly because it seems rough. It has goals per level, but the real goal is however much you can do. Yeah, you get it. Okay, I don't think I have equipment for pull-ups. I want you to have these rings. Jesus fucking Christ. These are... some of these higher level ones are terrifying looking. One-arm push-ups. Jesus Christ. Use the door frame for the starter pull-ups. My door frame wouldn't work for that. I'm in an odd case for that. I might be able to do it with the bathroom door frame, though. I'll keep it in the list. And it looks like pull-ups are, according to these guys, biceps and back. You can also do it with any vertical pull. Yeah! If I'm combining this with, like, really basic cardio, I can just walk down to the green And there's, I think, a flagpole out there. Different flavors of squats. They have tutorial stuff here. Squats are like full lower body workout, and I think a little bit of core and balance. So that's nice to see. I'm throwing in core and balance. Yeah. Okay. And Wednesday talks about bridges? Ah, okay. Train your posterior chain, your spine, and reduce back pain. Oh, I've done glute bridges before. I've had fucking. I have at times talked with personal trainers who have been like, "Hey, do these." But yeah, it's never been explained to me, so I kind of just viewed it as, you know, for my own sadistic glee, do this weird position. This makes sense. And yeah, again, it looks pretty simple. And then another thing of twists. I just heard my dog bark at something in the distance and then seemingly fall down the stairs. Okay, twists. You're joining at the end. Yes, although the end has at this point been going on longer than the stream did. I'm stalling at the ending screen so I can do some basically just body doubling with my fucking OBS. Because I saw the rheumatologist earlier and he was like, you have some slight hypermobility in your wrists, but nothing that you need to worry about. And I was like, thank God I have not gotten as straight of an answer as that from anyone before this point. Yeah. That's why you like it, mostly at-home stuff with a very nice progression for those who are a little weaker. Yeah. I'm just glad it has even basic explanations for what you're doing and why. And yeah, it has 3 days listed, and they each train different regions of the body. So if you're doing them in a cycle, you are ideally gonna be able to find, you're gonna be able to do them properly. Yeah, my brain died halfway through that sentence. But yeah, putting together a workout is the activity right now. Because I talked to a rheumatologist and the rheumatologist said, yeah, you're fine. You don't need to worry too much about this stuff. We'll check some more things to like back up what I'm saying, but as far as I can tell, you are the healthiest person I have seen today. Which, always good. Hopefully, I don't have to talk to that guy again. No matter how much I liked him, which was a lot. He was great. I'm very appreciative of, like, the whole... I felt very taken seriously. It was great. Okay. So... breaking down this hybrid routine 2.0 that you sent me, Digi. The first day is push-ups and leg raises, which means this is upper body and core workout. So I can slap this in as... I'm putting a spreadsheet together now. Oh god, I hit caps lock on accident. No, I'm expecting them to. Don't worry. I'm analyzing them properly so I know what the goal is, and seeing if I can tinker stuff down for just... Because the most important part is keeping the routine up. That's more important than anything. So if you have to tweak down all of the numbers, but keep up the routine, that's fine. So I'm just trying to identify what you're doing each day and why, and I'm going to put in links to all of these like progression bits, and also add some more bits of just like, and hey, these like you can replicate this by doing like whatever. This like basic ass motion, just to get it done one day. It's like what I do with this live stream, where like I will do my best to stream literally every day, because I care more about getting something out than it being perfect. I'm flooding the zone here, but in a good way. And that's also why I have some live streams that are like 5 minutes long and consist entirely of me jumping into the campfire right next to the airplane and logging off. So yeah. This hybrid routine has 2 exercises a day, which you are meant to put into 2 to 3 sets. And you do 3 different workouts. So you have a 1, 2, 3, and then a 1, 2, 3, and then a rest day. And this first one is upper body and core. The second one, at pull-ups and squats. Let's see, that is lower body and back. And the bridges and twists are posterior train, spine, spine. So this just looks like mobility, mostly. Spine and mobility. I feel like I can reduce it down to those being like the exercises. Um, and I can have a thing for day 1 and day 2. Actually, let me move the whole thing down 1 row. Oh, nope, I just made 1 row really large. How'd I do that? What? Don't you love a spreadsheet, kids? Alright, I'm writing fitness test, fitness routine. Don't stress yourself, just get it done. And I'm gonna do a little based on and put in the link that you sent me, Digi. Thank you again. Goal: work out regularly. No. Keep up a fitness routine of any difficulty. Just because part of it is like, no, it doesn't matter that you're barely doing anything, because you are still doing something. Then these ask for to each block twice per week. And I can have day 1 notes, day 2 note, and I can copy that for the next bits of the blocks. Insert a checkbox. Because that's all I really need for this. Do a lot of copy pasting. Okay. Your goal is to set up Beat Saber again. Hell yeah. Hey, good that you finally got that couch done. Okay. So we went through and looked at all of these. So upper body core. Push-ups. And then I'm going to link to this push-ups page, which lists all of the variations. Leg raises. Link to the page. Then we're looking at squats and pull-ups. Actually, it says pull-ups and squats, but yeah. Yeah, each variation has further modifications. I didn't see that yet. Appreciate that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. Pull-ups, squats. Variance, variance, variance. Pull-ups first on the list. Then squats. Then bridges and twists. I need Google Sheets to stop trying to get me to convert this to a table. I don't need it to be a table. Then I will list the actual region that it trains next to each of the exercises. And bridges are spinal strength, while twists are spinal mobility. Okay. And now I'm gonna make the thing look prettier. By resizing all the columns. I can just do center the text in those. Take that down to 50, that down to 50. Let me up that to 250 for the notes section, because it's the notes section. I might need more space for notes. I'm gonna put it at 300 for each of these. Yes, I am narrating me working on a spreadsheet that you can't see. Just in case it wasn't clear what I'm doing here. You know what? Let me assign these colors. I'm gonna say upper body and core workout. That's gonna be a red workout. Lower body and back. Feels green to me. And spinal workout. Blue. It's RGB. Guys, you'd never believe it, but my workout's RGB. Alright. Time will tell if I actually comply with this. But it's nice to have something, you know? And let me actually add an extra blank line into each of these, where I can do some extra writing about science if I want to do a little more looking things up. Okay. Cool. Hell yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna make the border lighter here. I put borders around all of it, and it was way too dark for me. Okay. I think that's everything. That's a decent chunk of stuff that I wanted to do today. Yeah. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. I appreciate you watching. And hopefully I will see all of you guys again next time. Bye.